Good morning, my Floss Tube friends. Welcome to my second Floss Tube video. My name is Jill. I am iGoodea Stitcher here on YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram at iGoodea. And I'm back for a second episode. I wasn't sure it was gonna happen. For a little while there, it was kind of touch and go. I planned to do this episode probably a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, and then I got sick, so I wanted to be here. I was here in spirit, but I was coughing and I lost my voice and all the things that are not conducive to making a video. So I think I'm good now. I've got my orange Tic Tacs and my water just in case, but I'm gonna try not to cough and we'll see if I can make it through the whole video. This is going to be probably the only video ever that I do where I show 3 finishes. This is just never gonna happen because I don't finish things that often, but I'm just gonna jump right in and start with my finishes because I'm so excited about it. My first one is Winter Kitty. Oh, you guys, this is so cute. It's not ironed yet, but look how cute this kitty is. Oh, look at that little nose. She's so cute. So I started this pattern on January 1st. This was my New Year's start. And I finished it earlier this week, and I just love it. It's just so cute. This is a pattern. She's on Etsy. Oh, this is Petra. She's like, are you talking about another cat? Petra likes to be in the way, so she's going to make an appearance in a lot of my videos. Oh, say hi and then get down. Okay, sorry about that. So this pattern is an Etsy designer. Her Etsy shop is Patterns by S.A. Stitch, and she has a whole line of these cute little animals in the winter. Look at those little booties. So cute. I have one of them all kitted up. I was thinking I might do it the beginning of this year. It's a little, it's a rabbit wearing a little sweater with foxes on it. It's so cute. And it's all kitted up, but I actually think I will probably wait until later to do it because I'm kind of itching to do spring stuff now. So anyway, it's finished. I don't know how I'm gonna fully finish it, probably just a little frame, but now that we're kind of going out of winter, it's not like something I'm eager to get done right away. So Winter Kitty, so cute. My next finish is a stitch along that I have been working on. I'm not really great. I like stitch alongs. I'm not really great at finishing them like in time with everybody else. I start them and then I get busy, and I like just stitching whatever I feel like working on at the moment, so it's not always going along with everybody else. But this one is actually done early, which is amazing. This is the Jane Eyre Stitch Along. You can find all the information about this on Instagram. It's called the Stitching Book Club. So she maps out like stitch this much of the pattern and read this many chapters of the book as you go along. And then you're getting stitching in and you are getting a book read, which is awesome. So I think if you go to her Instagram, she links her Etsy shop, which is Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, I believe is what it's called, on Etsy. So I'll show you again just because it's so pretty. This is one of my favorite books. I love this quote at the bottom. I would always rather be happy than dignified. So this was a really fun cross stitch to do. It was easy. There were a couple times when I fell behind a little bit and I wasn't caught up on my week, but each week is just a small piece. It's really easy to catch up if you fall behind. And it was just so much fun to do. Oh, you know what? I haven't been telling you about my fabrics. Let's see if I can remember this. This is stitched on 28 count Monaco. I think the color is tea dyed. It's a little, I don't do a lot on 28 count anymore. I usually go with 32 or 36, but I kind of went with something bigger for this one, and I do like the way it looks. Also, I was not paying attention when I started this cross stitch, and I don't have the fabric, like I didn't start stitching with it oriented the right way, which is risky. It should be going this way. And I panicked when I realized that, because I was probably, I think I had the whole center motif finished and a couple of the houses before I realized that I was stitching it the wrong way. So I did my math. Ugh. And I did all the math and realized it was okay, I was still gonna have space to finish it. I just have a lot of extra on the sides now. Lots of extra because I stitched it the wrong way. In my mind, this pattern is like wider than it is long. It's like landscape oriented. In my head it is, and it's not, but I can't stop thinking that it is. I don't know. Anyway, so that one is finished and I love it, and I want to put it in a pretty frame and hang it somewhere in my craft room someday. Excuse me. I knew I was not going to get through this without coughing. I forgot to mention on my winter kitty, this is stitched on 32 count linen. The color is lamb's wool. Both of these cross stitches just use DMC floss. Oh, here's something I wanted to mention on this one. This little kitty has a lot of blended threads in it. I don't love blended threads. It also has a lot of back stitching, which I also don't love, but it's just small, so I was willing to give it a shot. I don't love doing back stitching, but I love the way it looks when it's done, and it totally made a difference on this one. So my issue with the blended threads is that they just don't, I can't get them to look right. It just looks messy to me. So I was reading a few months ago about a new way to do blended threads. It's not new, a different way to do them that I hadn't heard of before. And I knew I was going to be starting this cross stitch, and it had a lot of blended threads, so I decided to give it a shot. So I found it on a blog post by a lady who, I'm trying to remember what her name was. The blog was Little Sunshine Stitchers, I think. Let me see if I have it written down somewhere. That would be a good thing. Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Little Lion Stitchery is her blog, and I will try to be techie enough to link it below in the description box. But she does a whole blog post about blended threads and a way to do them with the loop start method if you are into that. I do it sometimes, not always. But the idea is that instead of combining like one of each color of thread and stitching with them together, you pick one of the colors. I went with the dark thread first, the darker of the two colors, and you do all of your stitches going one way with that dark one. And then you take the other color, which I used as the lighter one, and do the top part of the X on top with the other color. And then you can kind of see the darker underneath, you see the lighter on top, and it's just kind of a different way to do the blended threads. So I just thought I'll give it a try and see how it goes with this little cross stitch. And I love the way it turned out. You probably can't see them, I'm sure you can't really tell. Oh, let me see if I can find a spot where I even did that. It just blends in so seamlessly. I love the way it works out. Excuse me. It's all over in it though. I think there's some right here in this lighter part of the scarf, or I don't know, is it a scarf, a poncho? You can't see, you can't really see it on video, but I love the way it turned out. It just seems to blend so seamlessly together. So I think that is definitely a method I'm going to keep using when I have to do blended threads, which will hopefully not be too often because it's still not my favorite thing to do. But the idea there is that you could do it with a loop start because you're only using one color at a time. So if you have ever tried that, let me know what you think of it. Or if you have another method that you like. There's probably other ones out there too that I don't know about. Let me know. I'm very curious. So those are my two finishes. I actually finished them both in March. I didn't have any February finishes because I felt sick all month, and I actually went almost a week where I just totally lost my stitching mojo. I didn't even stitch anything. I just felt crummy and tired the whole time. So, but I do have an older finish. I finished this in January and forgot to show it in my February video. I should have finished it like last summer. Excuse me, let me get a drink here. This is another stitch along that Satsuma Street started. She is one of my favorite designers. Her use of color is just amazing. I love it. So she did the Animal House stitch along. I think it started in like April or May maybe, and went into the summer. And it's so much fun. Look how cute this is. Again, it's not ironed, but she's just so good at doing bright colors, lots of fun. Little peacock right there. So I started this when I was supposed to, and I got almost all the way done. I worked on it all summer, and then I think what happened is I put it away so that I could start stitching fall stuff, because I kind of go seasonal, fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, into Christmas, and I kind of put away everything else that I'm working on. So I pulled this out in January, and I literally had one of the colors of stripes in this, and the flag was all I had left to do, and the back stitching, which is pretty minimal. It's just a few details. And I was like, why did I not finish this? Like, clear back in August, I could have done this and been done with it. I don't know what I was thinking. So I sat down and totally finished it in like less than an hour. It was ridiculous how long I put it off. But it's done now. This would make a super cute birth sampler. Just put like their name and stuff down below. But I am done having the babies, so I will do something else with it. I just love how bright and colorful it is. And you can buy this whole pattern now on Jody's Instagram on Satsuma Street, or not Instagram, Etsy. Mixing up my social media platforms again. It's on Etsy. So cute. I love it. So that is my 3 finishes. This is epic. It's never gonna happen again. I don't finish things that often. But I got the kitty done. And then I was like, I am almost done with Jane Eyre. I could finish it early and be done. So I finished it, and then I was like looking around, like, what else do I almost have finished? I felt like I was on a roll. So, and unfortunately I don't have anything else that's anywhere close to being done. So, also, can I just say this little border on the bottom here, I had to redo that 3 times. It is not hard. It's very simple. 3 times I had to do it. You guys, don't stitch on cold medicine. It was very, very bad. So I put it in timeout, and I picked up my kitty, and I finished my kitty, and then I went back to Jane Eyre, and I was like, I can do this, and I did. So, go me. All right, let's move on to my whips. I only have 2 to show you. I have more than 2 whips, but I spent most of my time working on my finishes, so there's only 2 more to show. So my first one is my Long Dog Sampler. You Belong to Me, her Egyptian sampler. I love this so much. It's big, so I worked on it for a while, but I'm not sure if you can tell what I got done. I've got dangling threads on it. Just ignore them. So this is gonna be a rabbit right in here. It's not yet, but I did the rabbit, all of this, and a bunch of this along here. It doesn't look like much. This is just really big, is all. So let me show you the whole thing. I'm probably a little over halfway through it. I love working on these. I love switching them out with other things, because I'll work on something with lots of colors, lots of bright, fun patterns for a little while, and then I just want to switch to something like this that's just one solid color. I don't have to change my floss. I just put something on the needle, work until it ends, and it's kind of nice for me to go back and forth. And then I get tired of this for a while and want to move on to something with lots of color. So this is what I've gotten done recently, all along here and up into here. And then this is going to be a rabbit when it's finished. So yeah, I've been working on that one. That's a Long Dog Sampler. And then the other one I've been working on is my Sunny Side Sampler by the Drawn Thread. Look at me, I had these like ready to go today. They weren't in the crinkly plastic. I do have stuff in the crinkly plastic, but I got these out. So this is a kit I ordered directly from the Drawn Thread. And it has been divided into 12 parts. If you go to, I think it's Colette Kingsley, the Highway Stitcher. She kind of split it into 12 parts so you can do it as a stitch along. I'm very far behind. The stitch along started last October, and then it's supposed to finish in September. So I'm probably about 3 months in. I should be about 6 months in. I will get there. So since my last video, I have filled in all the white on this house and the dark in the windows. And then I did this tree and the cute little bird. And there's gonna be a little cat that goes down here. And not a little cat, it's a really big cat. It's like half the size of a house. But it's gonna be really cute. I'm having a lot of fun with this one, but I kind of go a while where I just don't even work on it. I wanna do other things. And then I pick it up and I can't stop. So getting that one done slowly but surely. It will be done by September. I want to have it finished to take to Stitch West. So I will finish that one and get it done. Okay, that is all my whips right now. I have numerous other ones. I just haven't worked on them in the past few weeks. Sorry, I need another Tic Tac. Keep me from coughing. Okay, let's move on to stash supplementation, we'll call it. You can call it haul if you want to. Oh, here's our friend back again. I love you. Time to get down. Okay, on my last floss tube, I showed a designer that was new to me. She's not new. And I had ordered a couple of her patterns. I actually ordered 4 of them, but I think only 2 of them had come in at my last video, so I'm going to show the other 2 now. Moira Blackburn is the name of the company, I guess it is. These are huge. Why do I order such big samplers? Let me see if I can get out of the... So this one is called Elizabeth Oliver. It's 364 by 400 stitches. So it's not small. But this is an antique reproduction sampler. I love that border on it. That's so cute. It's just really pretty. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the little verse that's on it. It's called The Hour of Prayer. And I might change that to something else, but I just really like the rest of the pattern. So I got that to work on at some future point. Don't know when. We don't have to have plans when we buy stuff, right? I hope not. The other one I don't think is a reproduction. It says it's just inspired by samplers. It's not quite as big either. It's called the Beehive Sampler. I thought that one was really pretty. I like the border on this too. Those pretty flowers. And then it says, "He who sows courtesy reaps friendship, and he who plants kindness gathers love." And then there's, if you look right in here, I'm showing it. These little white things are beehives. So I thought that one was really cute. So I'll tackle that one at some point in the future too. It's only 264 stitches square. 264 by 264. So it's not quite as big as the other one. Okay. I also got Plum Street Samplers Betsy's House. This is at my local needlework shop. I found it and I loved it. And since then, I've found other, I guess they're kind of, I don't know if you'd say they're in a series, other things about Betsy's house. There's like Betsy's Autumn and Betsy, there's at least a couple others I think that are really cute. I might have to get those too. Anyway, so I have everything for this. Like it's all, got it all in my thing. This is actually a darker fabric than it calls for, but I kind of like it. And I've got my floss. It's just waiting. Can't really see it, there's a glare. It's just waiting for me to start it. I'll get to it. I want to start all the things, so. And then my last kit, we're not done with haul. This is not all. Is Teresa Koget's Lincoln's Eagle. I love this one. I'm so excited to start this one too. Those who deny freedom deserve it not for themselves. That's what it says on it. And I have everything ready to go for that as well. It's not in a project bag yet. It's just in a paper bag because that's what it came in from 1-2-3 Stitch, and I haven't transferred it over yet, but I'm excited to start that one at some point. I'm kind of a sucker for patriotic patterns. I have lots of them. I might have just ordered a few more. Anyway, let me see. What else have I gotten? Okay, besides patriotic, and I mentioned I love sewing houses, I'm also a sucker for anything with the seasons. In fact, frequently, I mean, there's lots and lots of like little patterns that are one for each season, and I like to combine them when I can so that it's like a bigger pattern with all the seasons. So I have 4 patterns here that are by the Bay Needlework. There's Spring Cove, Summer Cove. I can take these out of the plastic. I'm just gonna take, excuse me. I'm just gonna take Autumn out because it's my favorite. And try to get it without a glare on it. So there's one for each season, and they're all kind of like, the tree is in the same spot, and there's little houses. The same houses, it's like the same view from 4 different seasons. So I can't decide if I want to stitch these all together on a big piece, or if I just want to do them on their own. I don't know, but I love them, especially the autumn. That's so pretty. I don't know if you can really see them with the glare from the bags, but I love those, and I'm excited to work on those at some point. Okay, this is a new thing I love. These are silicone magnetic, I think they're called like cord holders. I got a whole thing of them. They're really strong magnets. Oh my gosh. So each one is just this little silicone stretchy band with a magnet on each end. And these are so wonderful for keeping my fabric under control. When I have it in a hoop and there's like extra all over the place, you can kind of roll it up and just clip one of these around it, and it's so nice. I just got these a couple weeks ago, and in a huge pack from Amazon that was maybe 10 bucks. And I'm clipping them all over all of my cross stitches, and they kind of double as a needle minder because they're magnetic. So I love them. This is the brand Rich and Ray. Magnetic silicone ties is what they're called. This is just one of the brands. There's tons of different ones on Amazon. But if you have a problem containing your fabric, I recommend giving these a try. I'm gonna get them back in the package right now. Okay, let's see here. We'll move on to this pile. So I usually just order a fabric specific for a pattern that I'm doing. Like I'll pick a pattern, I order the fabric for it, all the floss, and I decided I kind of wanted to have more of like a stash of fabric so that I don't always have to wait for my order to come in, because frequently the thing I'm waiting for is just the fabric. I usually have the floss, or frequently, not always, but I kind of wanted to build a little bit more of a stash of fabric that I could pull from, and also I just wanted to have it so that I can like look at it and not just look at it. Okay, yes, we all just look at fabric, but I wanted to be able to like compare different ones and see what they look like and what's gonna match best with my floss anyway. So I have been trying to build a little bit more of a fabric stash for cross stitch fabric. Clearly, if you look behind me, I have a fabric stash of quilting fabric, but I'm talking like linens for cross stitching. So I've been doing that. I joined the Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month, I think back in December. Sorry, this is the only one in plastic. So this is the one for February, I guess. This is called Flan. This is like, this is a neutral, according to Be Stitch Me. And this is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It's so cool looking. I have never done anything this bold, I guess. Usually I stick with really neutral neutrals. So I'm excited to find something that will look good on this and then stitch on it. This is really cool. And now I'm going to show a whole bunch of neutrals that are just really neutral neutrals. And I hope they show up on camera and don't all look exactly the same. You're going to be like, Jill, you just bought like 15 different fabrics that all look exactly the same. They don't. I promise. And I'm gonna give a shout out to a couple of Etsy shops. Most of these Etsy shops are just little, like, small businesses, and I love supporting those. Spend way too much time on Etsy. So Hollis Hands Create is the first place I ordered from. Look at this cute card they sent. It's got like stuff on the back where you can make notes about projects. We all need to be more organized, right? They had an awesome selection of fabrics and they were quick. It was great. So I ordered 7 fabrics from them, and they're all labeled really well. So I'm just gonna start showing them. Look, I've got little tags on them that tell what is on them. This is just a 32 count. It's Witchelt white chocolate. This feels really stiff to me, so I might have to wash it before I start stitching on it, because this feels almost like an Aida. It's just Witchelt. It's not, I just kind of wanted to see this color, the white chocolate. And I don't know if any of these are going to show up. This actually looks pretty accurate, I think, on camera to what it really is. We'll see how the rest of these do. Okay, the next one is a 40 count linen. It's from Fiber on a Whim, and it's called Cream and Sugar. This is so much softer. So nice. These are all really just neutrals, but this one is almost white. See if I can find a good, just a little bit of a creamy white. It's really pretty. And then I have, whoops, let's see if I can get these in some kind of an order. This one is called Golden Needle. It's a 32 count linen, and I'm not sure who the designer is. It didn't say, so I don't know, but it's a nice fabric. It's kind of like a really light brown color. So, and then this is another Fiber on a Whim. It's 36 count Milk and Honey. This one has a little bit more modeling in it. You can see that. But it's still just like a really nice creamy neutral. These are all really soft. It's great. And then this is Fiber on a Whim, 36 count Affogato. I don't know if I'm saying that right. See if you can see it. Open it up a little bit. This is a little bit darker of a brown. Not quite as dark as it looks on the camera. I think it'll be really great for a sampler though. It's really pretty. And then I have a 36 count Eureka from Fox and Rabbit. I love their fabrics. They're so soft. This is just a really pretty, kind of a buttery yellow color. It's a little more yellow than it's showing up. Let's see if I can, oh, got my lamp on. It's just like, it's more yellow than it's showing up, but it's just like this really pretty buttery yellow color. And then the last one I ordered from them is a 36 count. It's from Fox and Rabbit. It's called Paper Bark. And it's another, just like a nice creamy neutral. Up a little bit more. So here's proof that they are not all exactly the same color. They are all different colors. So Hollis Hands Create. They did a great job. And then I ordered another batch. It's from a store called the Cross Stitch Nook. And they also have an amazing selection. Everything was, I mean, it was labeled really well. And they were so fast with shipping. I literally ordered it one evening. And when I got up the next morning, I got an email that it had shipped, and I got there like 2 days later. I literally had to wait like 3 days for this. And it was coming from somewhere not close to me. They were in like the Midwest or something. So speedy. Sorry, I need a drink. So I highly recommend the Cross Stitch Nook on Etsy. So let me show you what I got from them. This is just a 32 count linen from Zweigart. It's vintage smoky white. I actually got half a yard of this because I liked the way it looked. I thought I might need it for something bigger. See if it shows up here. It's just kind of a pretty smoky color. I feel like it goes this way. I don't know why. It looks like it should go this way. It's showing up a little grayer than it really is. I don't know if my lamp is, turn my lamp off. Okay, maybe not. There we go. Oh, now it's dark. Oh, that's weird. It's a little bit maybe tanner than it looks. It looks a little grayer than it is. But it's pretty. And I can sew something really big on this. Maybe not this big, but, or a couple of things maybe. Okay, now it feels really dark in here. And then I got, I think the rest of these are all from Color and Cotton. The cat swiping her tail in front of me. Okay, this is tea leaves, 36 count tea leaves. That's actually a pretty accurate. Ooh. My cat just jumped off my desk and wrinkled my paper. Okay, let's just plow through these because they all look just the same to you guys, I'm sure. This is Salt Rock. And Winter Wheat. Again, these are all from Color and Cotton. And Tinsmith. I really like this one. It's like a, it's a gray, almost a grayish, like a mix between gray and beige, but it's a really pretty color. Boardwalk. It's a nice brown. And then Over the Moon. I love this one too. This is, it's showing up pretty accurately. It's like a really light blue with a little bit of gray in it. It's really pretty. So, and these are all from the Cross Stitch Nook, and they were fabulous. So I feel like I've got, they're not all the same color. Look at all those different colors. So pretty. So now I have to find something to stitch on all of them. It's gonna be so fun. Okay, I'm almost done here. Plans for the future. Oh, no, sorry, a couple more things. I just wanted to mention this because it's cute, and if you don't know about it, I wanted you to know about it. So the Common Threaded Stitcher is, I'm sure you've seen, if you're on Instagram, you've seen stuff from the Common Threaded Stitcher, because a couple weeks ago they were doing a big weekend on Instagram. Introduce yourself. I did that, and then they had like a couple prompts every day of things you could mention, and I didn't do anything beyond the first one because I was at a dance competition all weekend. It was not fun. I was sick. I mean, the competition was fun, but it was long and I was sick and it took up the whole weekend. So anyway, but they came out with this cute little pattern. I think I can show it because it's just a freebie. If you go to the Instagram of the Common Threaded Stitcher, there's a link that you can follow to get this cute little freebie. So just in case you were not aware of that, oh, it's designed by Hello from Liz Matthews. It's just cute. It's small. It's fun. It would be really easy to customize it with your own colors, but it has a DMC list right there. So this is something that I want to do at some point. I don't know when, but it's cute. And then, excuse me, this is kind of haul, kind of plans. Take it out. Just got this in the mail last night. So I have plans to work on a stitch along. I just stumbled across this Facebook group like last week, maybe week and a half ago. It's called Crafty Geeks and Fiber Freaks, and it's just a Facebook group you can join. And it looked interesting, so I joined the group, and my timing was excellent because they were just getting ready to start a new stitch along, and it's the Doctor Who stitch along, and I love Doctor Who. Excuse me. So it started Monday, I think, of this week. I just got my fabric for it yesterday. It came yesterday. I just pulled it out of the mailbox this morning, so I have to show it to you. This is from, where is it from? It's a printed fabric flyer. Look how pretty this is. Oh, I don't know which way it's supposed to go. I think the stitch along is oriented like this. So I will stitch it like this. Isn't that so pretty? This is a 32 count even weave. It says at the top that it's a 14 Aida. It is not. It's a 32 count even weave. So I am very excited to work on that. It's a mystery stitch along, so all I know is that the very middle of it has a giant TARDIS in it. And I'm gonna start stitching that maybe today if I get a chance. So that's exciting. I'm gonna do that. I need to serge the edges of the fabric still, but anyway, I will talk more about that probably in my next video when I've actually started stitching on it and it's a whip. But if you're interested, the Facebook group is Crafty Geeks and Fiber Freaks. So you can jump in on that anytime. My other plans, let's just go from one end of the spectrum to the other. I'm doing a Doctor Who stitch along, and then I am also doing a Teresa Kogut stitch along. So if you want like two different ends of the spectrum. I'll say it again, I just stitch what I like. It's all over the place. But Teresa Kogut is doing a mystery stitch along. It's on Patreon. It's on her Patreon. I think it's just for tier 4, but it might be all tiers. I don't remember. Anyway, she's doing a mystery stitch along that starts on the 15th, which I think is next Wednesday. So I have my floss for that. Still in a little bag. Haven't put it in project bag yet. I ordered my fabric for it. It's from Cedar River Linens. Cedar River Linens. That sounded wrong when I said it fast. Cedar River Linens. I think the color is Overcast. So that is in the mail. It's supposed to get here on Saturday, just in time. And then I can start stitching that next week when it comes out. And I don't have a picture of it because it's a mystery. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I just know it's Teresa Kogut, so I'm sold on that. Other plans. Oh, where is it? Where it is. So back in January, I think it was, I ordered a kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. They are doing, I can't remember if it's a stitch along or if it's just, I think it's a stitch along. It's called British Isles Adventures. And I'm a huge Anglophile. I love anything British or Scottish, especially Scottish. So I was excited to do this one. It's just like, it's like kind of a map in the shape of Great Britain, and then there's like little landmarks scattered throughout it that you can stitch. So I think only the first part of the pattern has been released, but it's like right up in Scotland. So there's Edinburgh Castle and other things. I can't remember what else is in it. I was just excited for Edinburgh Castle. So anyway, I had the PDF of it, but I ordered a kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch that had like the fabric and this cute little needle minder and the floss, and I kind of forgot about it because I knew that the Royal Mail was having a lot of delays. In fact, when I ordered, I think they even said it's gonna be a few months, so I kind of forgot about it, and it showed up in my mailbox the day I finished Jane Eyre, I think. I was like, oh, I'm done with Jane Eyre, what should I work on next? And just out of the blue, like I didn't get an email that it had shipped or anything, it just showed up. So I can start working on that. I'm excited about that. So, and I don't know where I put it. So once I start stitching it, I will show it in my next video, but that is definitely in my plans. The other thing that's in my plans that I really want to start working on is if you watch Amber, it's Rogue Mama Stitcher on Flosstube. She does lots of really cute stuff. I love watching her videos. Everything she stitches, I'm like, oh, I want to stitch that. But she has this cute one hanging on the wall behind her that is a Soda Stitch from, well, it's from Soda Stitch, and it is called Elf Tree House, something like that. It's a cute little tree house for elves. So I've been looking at that one for a while and thinking, oh, I really want to stitch that. And then Jordan, the Tattooed Stitcher, and Bernadette at Burn Stitches, they're both on Flosstube and Instagram. They were of the same mind as me. They decided that they were tired of just looking at it on the wall behind Amber, and they wanted to actually stitch it. So they are starting a stitch along for that. I will have to look up the hashtag for it, but they are starting that Soda Stitch of the elf tree, and I would very much like to join in that. I just don't have the fabric that I want for it, so I have ordered it. I have been spoiled by Amazon Prime, where you get like the instant gratification, like we have an Amazon warehouse close to our house, so I can literally order some things from Amazon and have them delivered that day or the next day, like overnight. So I have ordered some hand-dyed fabrics from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I've ordered some from Bestitch Me, and I know the turnaround time on those is like somewhere between 4 and 12 weeks. So I am still waiting on them, and I'm trying to wait ever so patiently. It's hard. Waiting is hard. That was a little board book that I used to read my kids. Waiting is hard. It's a life lesson. Like, it's hard to wait for your mom to get your goldfish in the bowl. And it is hard to wait for your hand-dyed fabric to show up in the mailbox. Life lessons. It's always hard. Anyway, I have some really pretty fabrics coming from both of those places, and I want to use one of them for the elf tree. Or I also put in an Etsy order recently with some other fabric that might work. Anyway, I'm having a hard time being patient for my fabrics, and I really want to stitch the elf tree. So if I can get fabric in my little hands in a decent amount of time, I am going to start stitching the elf tree with Jordan and Bernadette. And if I have to wait a long time, then I will still stitch it. I just won't be doing it with them. So take a look at Soda Stitch. She's on Etsy. Everything she has is cute. All of it. I want to stitch it all. So let me think what else. That was all my haul. That's probably not all my plans. I'll probably come back in a couple weeks and be like, look at all this new stuff I just started, and it'll be totally different from what I talked about. Oh well. I have like 10 other projects that I want to be working on right now too, so it's just a fun surprise. When you come join me, you have no idea what you're gonna get. Okay, so I wanted to end my floss tubes with a couple different things. One of them is like a question of the, I don't want to say the day, because I don't do this every day, question of the month, week. Anyway, I love this cross stitch community, and I have so much to learn from all of you, and I hope occasionally you can learn something from me. So leave a comment answering my question if you so desire. My question today is, how do you prefer to stitch? Do you use a hoop? Do you use a Q-snap? Do you stitch in hand? I actually think when I first started stitching when I was a teenager, I used to stitch in hand. And I don't know when I transitioned to a hoop, but I've been stitching in a hoop for a really long time. And I love doing it that way. So why do you stitch the way you stitch? And yeah, why do you do it the way you do it? What do you do and why do you do it that way? I would love to get to know more of you better through your comments. So let me know. And my other thing that I would like to end with is talking about, I don't know, my favorite things, something that make me happy. I don't know, just kind of a nice thought at the end. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite thing from the past couple of weeks. It has been, it's been Nevada reading week here. And I think this is kind of like across the board everywhere in the US. It's reading week for whatever state you live in. So it's been a lot of fun. My kids have gotten to dress up at school, which is slightly less fun. I'm not a huge fan of like when they spring that on you the week before. Hey, next week we're doing dress up days. That's kind of stressful, but I love reading week, and my favorite part of that is the book fair. I used to love getting the little flyers when I was in elementary school and getting to order the books, but they actually do the Scholastic book fair at my kids' school, and my favorite thing is to go and help with that. So I actually signed up to do it like every day that week, and then I had to back out of half the days because I ended up being sick. But I made it in one day. In fact, my husband came and volunteered with me, and it's just so much fun. I love every part of it. I love all of the setup they have. I love wandering through and looking at all of the books and the posters and everything. Every little part of the Scholastic book fair is my favorite thing. So I got to do that last week, and I got to see my kids like in their element, like in school. It's kind of fun to just like be like a fly on the wall, getting to watch them interacting with their friends and their teachers, and got to watch them come through the book fair. We bought them all some books. It's just such a fun time. So that's just my little thing to end with. Is it was book fair week. It makes me happy. I love reading, and I think that's it. Thanks for sticking with me for 53 minutes on my Floss Tube today. I love you all. I'm so glad that you are joining me and hanging out with me and sharing my love of cross stitch, and I will see you at my next video.